All right, here, check it out. Does this not look like Knock Knock?
It looks exactly like Knock Knock. Yeah.
Even though it's kind of reversed because in Knock Knock the girls are the bad ones, but this looks like Knock Knock. She even looks like Ana de Armas
Yeah.
with like doing the look. What's up, everybody? It's a new week. Happy Friday. It's a new commentary for all to enjoy. We're doing the sensational Human Centipede. And when I say sensational, I mean it. This is 2009's sensation of the year. Everybody couldn't stop talking about the Human
Oh
Centipede.
yeah.
It was spoofed on South Park, even the Human
Mm.
Centipede. Tom Six was a godsend for horror. He was getting buzzed around. I'm really shocked that he didn't do other stuff. He followed this up really quick with Human Centipede 2, which I thought was great with its meta angle it did. And then he did the third one, which was not good at all. But what did he do after that? Did Tom Six do anything else?
That's a good question. I'm looking
Why
right
didn't he use
now.
the he would have thought he would have used the heat he had.
No, he didn't do shit afterwards.
What's up, Silhouette? Silhouette, so the timestamps, if you're watching a Blu-ray, for example, or I think it's on Shutter too, just make sure you skip any bumpers, like
Yeah.
no intro production credits. But the movie just like cold opens, right, with
Yeah.
the road and the trucker and stuff like that. We're just going to start it from where the actual film starts. Which it might. I mean, it's on Shutter too, so I don't know if you guys have Shutter.
That's where I
But
watched it. Yeah.
yeah, I got the Blu-ray, but I went ahead and I watched it on Shutter too, just because I didn't want to get out of bed. But anywho, like, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know what Tom Six did after that. It's just, why didn't he use the heat he had behind this to try and do something else? I don't blame him for following up Human Centipede the way he did right away. I thought the second one was strong, but
Second
then
one was probably the best one, even though I like the first one too.
they're really different movies. Like he
Yeah.
really he did an amazing job. What a great concept. Like, hey, how, because he did the meta movie within a movie, because it's
Mhm.
about the obsessive neckbeard who lives like in his mom's basement, who's obsessed with the real life Human Centipede. He's literally watching the movie that we're going to watch today, and he wants to do it himself. And obviously, he's the exact opposite of somebody with surgical precision. And it's a way greasier movie.
Oh
Just,
God,
and
yeah.
I think the black and white does a lot of justice for it. It just works so well. When they talk about Norman Bates and the Psycho books that they base the movies off of, he reminds me more of that guy, because I think in the books that Psycho's based off of, I think Norman is described as being like a potato looking dude, and But anyway, hopefully, let's see. Probably can't get funding. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had buzz and heat on him. Why didn't he? He
I don't
probably
know.
just
I
ate.
mean, yeah.
Yeah,
But
did he burn all his goodwill after making the third
well,
movie?
the third one is shit, man. I mean, I was excited to watch it, and it was complete shit.
Let's see. From Wikipedia, for several years, Six has been attempting to distribute the satirical psychological horror film The Onanya Club, originally due in 2017, later dated 2019. Wow.
Mm.
So he's literally not been doing anything for a decade.
Nope.
However, in 2021, Six admitted that there's been issues getting it released after the distributor decided not to release it, which led to Six asking fans for support and get it released. I don't know. Hopefully, I just feel like this movie is a bit of a cult classic still, but it is 16 years old or something like that at this point. I feel like he
That's
really missed it.
crazy. It's
He
16
missed
years
his
old.
window. He missed his window. I feel like he could have gotten away with this in the first decade.
Yeah.
But it's just the truck is left, dude. The train station. Anyway, Kelly, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. We'll get started with the flick in just a second. I hate that movie. It's so gross. I almost puked. I think that was the intent. I'm pretty sure Tom
Yeah.
Six
Yeah.
would be stoked to hear that.
But the first one isn't actually. Well, we'll get into it.
Yeah,
So
I want to go ahead and get the film started. Hopefully, if you guys are jumping in late or in the middle of it, it's always going to be in the chat. The link, I think it's on Daily Motion.
yeah.
Kelly, if you want to watch it and throw up again, the link is in the link is in the video on Daily Motion, and we're going to go ahead and get started here in a second. So before we actually hit the old play button, I want to remind everybody, if you're here tonight, please like the video. please subscribe if you haven't already, and by all means hit the notification bell. We want to make sure you guys are seeing this when we go live, and you're catching the scheduled videos when we're going to go live. How you doing, Mendoza? We ain't got to tell
Hey,
guys like you and Silhouette you're always here. Yeah, Mendoza, how do you feel about a movie like this? Does this like get you going? Are you into the scat? It's kind of scat, right? I guess there's nothing sexual about
it's
this
just
movie.
exploitation.
Anyway, so and also, if you guys care to support us any further, we do have a membership for the price of a cup of black coffee. You can do a whole lot for us, and you can also get exclusive content, including membership commentaries.
New
We got,
shirts too.
we got plenty of membership commentaries up and other stuff. And as Todd was jumping the gun on, we have a new revamped store, killer swag, rock the new stuff. I coming in the mail, I actually have a sweet hoodie,
Yeah,
and I
I
have a
can't wait.
hoodie and I got a t-shirt. And eventually I'll be getting me a beanie, and get ready for me to shill because I'm going to look like a walking billboard when I come on this show. You're not going to be seeing me rock Van Halen all the time. It's going to be a revival house.
I
But
want to
anyway,
I want to see you rock that Leprechaun shirt, dude.
oh yeah, the not in a dress
Not in a
post.
dress post.
Anyway, just like Van Halen said, everybody wants some, and I want to get this movie started. So let's go ahead and get going. Hopefully, you guys got it pulled up. You've had plenty of time. Let's go in three. Wait, my fingers are not all. Three, two, one, play. All right. So I watched this last night for the first time since this came out.
Really? This is probably
Yeah,
the third or fourth time I've seen this.
really.
Hmm?
Yeah, no, I watched it. I don't know. I watched it whenever it was available. I don't know if this came right to Blu-ray or wasn't this like an IFC film After
Yep.
Dark? IFC, because they don't do their stuff anymore. Isn't IFC After Dark done?
IFC, yeah. I haven't seen anything come out from IFC, and they used to come out with so much good shit back in the mid late 2000s.
Yeah,
They were
they
the A24. So
well, it felt like we went from the Dimension Extreme label, then it was the IFC After Dark label, like the eras. But yeah, what else did who else? What else did IFC After Dark? What did they do?
oh god, they had their own like I think they had their own like short film festival that I went to, IFC After Dark, where they showed like I think it was 12 hours of straight short films. And I remember Lush and I went to the movie theater to see that. They did a ton of stuff though.
So rest in peace. Is it Dieter Laser, who looks like he's whacking off right now? Is that what he's? I know he's not, but are they supposed to be trying to fake you out with that?
I don't know, man. I was telling Aaron, he's looks like Richard Marx now. So uh yeah.
Yeah, no. When he told me that, he's like, "Yeah, this guy. I just see Richard Marks. I couldn't unsee it. It was driving me crazy the whole damn time I was watching it. Really funny." But anyway,
No,
yes.
Dieter's great. I mean, he plays the Nazi doctor. Of course, they're in Germany right now, and he runs in.
Now,
Go ahead.
oh, I was just saying, are we to assume that he was? I mean, I think it's kind of just implied, but we are to necessarily assume he was SS.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because it wasn't he had something to do with the Siamese twins. Um,
Well, yeah, it has Mangala stuff written all over it with the experiments and shit like that, like Joseph Mangala would do, sewing animals together and just different crazy experiments and body parts that don't belong together. So, I mean, it was easy to kind of just put that together because he's German, he's
but
creepy.
Katsuro was calling him a Nazi and stuff like that.
Well,
Using the
I didn't know if that was literal because I mean, if I'm a Japanese guy that's like a foreigner in that country, because who knows where he picked him up at, and you see some crazy everybody calls anybody German, especially if they're fucking like doing weird, you're gonna call him a Nazi fuck.
well, I
You know what I
would too.
mean?
I mean, I would too. I mean, if he's
You know what I mean? Like, but I'm
experimenting
saying,
people,
how old was he? Do we know how old he was when he died? Because if this came out in 2009, was he of appropriate age to have been in the SS? Because
probably
it would have.
not, but
We're
maybe his
talking like 60 plus
relatives.
years.
Yeah, maybe his
He
father
would have
was.
to. He would have to be. I mean, unless he's a really good 80, maybe he could be. But
Mhm.
his hair's totally dyed. But
Why'd that trucker just pull over and take a shit, dude?
because he really had to go. I mean, don't you think our truck stops a little bit more off? They're not that far off, are they?
No, because they were in the middle of a what looked like a city, uh,
Maybe he just really, really had to go, man. And I
uh,
never thought about that when he gets out of the car, or the truck, and he runs with the toilet paper. I'm like, I guess if you did drive a truck, because I mean, yeah, there's truck stops that have toilet paper, but if I was a truck driver and I lived in my truck, you would have tons of toilet paper just in case you have to do shit like that.
yeah. Yeah, he's probably checking out his, rusty hole there to see if it was, good enough for his, centipede.
Okay, Silhouette. Yeah, Dieter was born in 42.
No.
So what? That's what he's saying.
Yeah, well, he's born in '42, but I mean, the
So
war
he would have
ended
been
in,
a
like, what,
kid.
'45?
He would have been a little
World
kid,
War II, yeah.
at the end of it. So maybe they're being a little liberal with his age. That's possible, but I one thing I noticed about watching this flick, like I said, it's been a really, really long time. So when I watched it the first time, I was of that era, but now I'm watching it, like I said, 16 years later. And at least when we're getting started here, I felt like it was a little like in my face at how fucking terrible it looks. Like, because this is like the digital shit was
Oh,
just
yeah,
really
yeah.
ramping up. Like that, just the stuff in the hotel. It looked really bad. It almost looked like I was watching a porno, like some Pornhub video. It
Yeah,
looked really bad.
it's pretty low budget. It starts out that and the actresses aren't the greatest and, whatever. I do like how late 2000, like, so 2009 through 2000, like, they had their own look, so the women dressed a certain way. My wife
Uh-huh.
dressed the same way when we were, like, dating and stuff, so it was just kinda
Mhm.
weird to, like, look back and, like, yeah, I mean, it is,
It's just like our parents when they'd watch 80s movies.
15 years. I mean, you wouldn't think so, but yeah, it brings me back to, that time.
This is giving me Texas Chainsaw Next Generation vibes. Driving
Yes.
around at night in the wood. And
Yeah.
it's obviously, look, Texas Chainsaw sort of was like the prototype. So there's a lot of movies that I don't think are inherently trying to be like Texas Chainsaw. They just are because it was like the first of many. But this is a movie where, oh, our car breaks down, we find a location, a house or something, and then shit goes wrong. Right. So in this, I feel like the way this movie looks, like even now, it still looks like a little look shitty, but I get settled into it. My eyes kind of
Mhm.
adjust to it. Like when
Yeah.
they're in the house and stuff like that, I'm used to it. But it's just something about the opening of the movie. The opening's fine when they're outside by the highway, but then when they go to that hotel, I'm like, what the porno is this?
Yeah.
It just looks terrible. And yeah, these look like sleazy porno actors. I'm not gonna lie, like real bad porno,
I
dude.
thought they're good-looking women, man. I
Yeah,
was
but they look.
I was actually, looking to see if they did anything after this film because this wouldn't this ruin your career if you star in
Ass
this
to
film?
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who? Well, you would be relegated to horror only, maybe. You know, which who
Well,
knows?
I
These
guess
these
one of them's still doing something and the other one isn't.
these girls are not good enough actors to branch outside of horror. Like
Yeah.
they should be striving to be con people. I mean, I there's nothing wrong
Oh,
with that. I
if
think if
yeah, I'd be all over the cons if I were them. Absolutely.
well, I'm just saying, like, I think that's totally fine if that's the kind of actor you want to be. Like, hey, I don't really want to be Guy Pearce or anything like that. I just want to make horror movies and schlock. I know my range, and I want to tap into that fan base and make money on that circuit. That's totally cool. Silhouette says I like the Asian guy in this. He's funny. Yeah, he's funny. I also think it's a really cool choice the way they have it because he's the lead of the centipede. He's the head of it. He's the leader. So he's the only one that has a voice. And as soon as they all get sewn up, these chicks are just kind of whining annoyingly the whole time because like
He's the only decent actor compared to, the
oh, he's
doctor
great. He's
Doctor Heater
good.
or whatever, yeah.
Oh, you don't like Dr. Heater?
No, I'm saying those 2 are the only good ones
Yeah,
from,
the girl, well, there's not a really big cast. Oh, the cops are fine. The one cop who has
that's
lines.
fine, but I mean, the girls are
The other
terrible.
the girls are really not good.
Yeah.
And this is cheesy too. Like when I watch this scene, by the way, which this guy never pays off. You never see this guy again. You kind
No.
of think maybe he's going to show back up around. But when I watch this and I watch this and I listen to this dialogue, which by the way, he looks like a German fucking Roger Ebert. But
He
the
does.
fact that if this was today, you would just have to pull up an app and you could literally translate. Like he would talk into it and it would tell you what he's saying. but this is 2009. They didn't
Yeah.
have those kind of apps yet. So she's literally saying all this shit, and she's like looking at her book. Oh, he said fucking. You caught that? No way
They
you're gonna
talk
like
way
caught
too
that,
fast,
and
yeah.
you're gonna look and you're gonna find that in your book right away.
Yeah.
No, that's so stupid. But anyway, I mean, I would just assume because he looks like a
Oh
slime
god, I
ball.
mean, he's wearing a wife beater, dude. I mean, driving around at night. What do you
But
think?
when I saw this scene, you know what it reminded me of with this dialogue and this guy and the way he's looking at just everything. It really reminded me, like, you know what? This is exactly one of those products of the Eli Roth boom in Hostel.
Yes, yes.
This is a pro and it made sense. Like, oh yeah, the timeline adds up. These fucking actors, the way it looks, the kind of like sleazy dialogue, and even the shock value of everything. I'm like,
Mhm.
this is 100% a movie that was cashing in on, hey, Hostel was a big hit. This torture shit's in. How do I do something different with it? And because these are straight up like Eli Roth
Oh,
actors, are they
absolutely.
not?
Yeah,
Like
especially the
trap.
girls. Yeah,
Yes, because
yeah,
Eli Roth cast with his dick.
yeah.
Eli Roth cast with his dick. He even married his chick from Knock Knock, which by the way, this is gonna look like Knock Knock in a minute when they get to the doctor's house and they're at the door with the makeup and the rain. It literally
How
is
yeah.
the same shot.
Well, how convenient that they just stumble upon the doctor who is trying to, do a human centipede. I mean,
Well, no, that's a good point because I almost because it had been a while since I'd seen it. I almost when I saw this pervert, I'm like, maybe he comes back around and I don't remember it. He somehow leads them
yeah.
because it's like in Texas Chainsaw, there's that person who kind of leads them,
Mhm.
right? So it's usually somebody who kind of helps them along the way. But yeah, this is literally just randomly flies landing in the spider's web, and he's just coincidentally doing some shit. And but it's kind of cool how the trucker's random because he has to kill the trucker because like sorry you don't match because he's got these two girls or whatever. I don't really know how it works because at first it's like okay yeah it makes sense he doesn't want a big fat centipede and then two little, but he said something about the tissues. Did he, was he talking about body weight? Maybe he was, because the Asian guy is slender just like these
Oh,
women.
yeah, 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 because he kills that guy because he didn't.
He's like, you don't match.
Yeah, you don't
And then
match.
when he was talking about like the when he was doing like the presentation, I think it has something I think he was basically implying you're too fat. It won't work. It's just
Well,
because
yeah, I mean,
he
they
has to.
can't really walk around with yeah,
Well, he has to remember. He says he like when they have that skin. I know it's just their face with like stitches, but
yeah,
it's supposed to be their ass flaps, like the ass skin,
yeah.
and then it's sewed to the face because they cut. So yeah, I guess if you had a big fat meaty ass, it would be weird, dude. I wouldn't want that.
And what I wanna know is, I mean, we haven't got to that part yet, but why don't they rip their face? I mean, I'd rather be dead, so why not
Oh, just do like just pull like a saw and
pull the
instead of
saw?
sawing your
Yeah,
fucking hand,
you
just
don't have a
rip it
face,
off.
who cares
What do you
at
have to
that
lose at
point?
that point?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they can't walk, right? Because their knees, he does the surgical incisions where they
yeah.
can't bend the other way. But still, I mean, there's definitely a few points in this movie where they got nothing to lose. Just fucking rip it off. If you happen to get out of this alive, you're already fucked up from the waist below. What's one more
Well, in the
thing going on?
mind too, I mean, you're gonna be thinking about that the rest of your
You're
life.
gonna be tasting shit for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be able to like every time. I was about to say every time you get a whiff of shit, you're gonna throw up, but you probably will anyway. But anyway, you've seen the miracles they've done when you see on TV those stories about monkeys that rip people's faces off,
Yeah.
chimpanzees, and they've reconstructed their faces. Not that they look great or anything, but I'm sure they would be able to take care of your fucking lips. I'm
Well,
sure you'd be all right.
I
You know,
mean,
you're gonna.
even if it didn't look bad, I'd still want him to give me a new face because, I mean, just think about having to walk around and tell people that that happened and be like, "Oh, that's the guy who, had his mouth to that dude's," you know.
It's like, hey, what that Asian guy shit taste like?
Yeah.
Throw heckling. I don't know anybody that would actually make fun. I like, man, I'm so sorry. I would be like, dude, you want to come have a
But
drink with
every
us?
time you see the person, you think
You're
about
gonna
that, like,
imagine. You're
yeah.
gonna imagine. Yeah. Uh, so,
Ugh.
I love that guy though. Like, I have to shit. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey Blaine, what's up, dude? Welcome to the
Hey,
chat.
Blaine.
Yeah, he got the timestamp. Glad.
Yeah,
Imagine
we're
if it
in
was a sumo.
13 minutes right now.
All right, here, check it out. Does this not look like Knock Knock?
It looks exactly like Knock Knock. Yeah.
Even though it's kind of reversed because in Knock Knock the girls are the bad ones, but this is like Knock Knock. She even looks like Ana de Armas
Yeah.
with like doing the look. And I know this came before Knock Knock, but this is very Eli Roth to me. And the fact that it looks like Eli Roth literally straight up stole. I
Oh,
know
he
Knock
rips
Knock is
everything out, yeah.
I know Knock Knock's a glorified remake already, but
Yeah.
it looks like he honestly watched this. He's like, I like that shot. I'm gonna take this scene. So it's just funny how it's like one giant human centipede, right? They're just all feeding each other.
Yeah, Tom
But
Six saw, God, what's that movie? Death Game first, and then Eli Roth stole it from, Tom Six and Death Game.
uh Blaine, I'd be in the human centipede with Sydney Sweeney. Did you buy any of her bath soap? I kind of wish I would have bought some of that to flip it, dude, because it sold out right away and people are
Really?
flipping.
People are
People
buying
are
that stuff?
People are that bathwater soap made out of her
Oh
bathwater.
my
Peop
god,
Dude, they're flipping. They're getting sold on eBay for like 200
that's
plus. They're
disgusting,
they're
dude.
like $7, dude. People are flipping it. Why? It's just like the what was that one chick, Bella Delphine, that was all over the news that did it like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago where she sold her bathwater
Oh,
and it just sold like fucking hotcakes. She got rich off of it. And she could have been fooling you. She just bottling up tap water and selling it. How do you fucking know? Like, how she probably could have taken as many baths as she had for the demand. But anyway, Sydney Sweeney did a similar thing. They fashioned a soap out of her bathwater and she sold it and it sold out today. And I'm like, damn it! Every time I see something like that, God, I should have been up in the morning trying to scoop up as many of those bars as possible because people are flipping
it
that
can be
shit for like
so
20
easy to be
times.
a woman, dude, especially on social media, man. I mean, you don't have to do anything to get
An
attention.
attractive woman. I wouldn't even say that because there's some women that are subjective, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That they have a base.
Yeah.
Like there's this one woman that Mac was sharing with me, and she's traditionally not pretty at all. She's traditionally someone that looks a little fucked up, but she's got like a million followers, and she's got an OnlyFans.
Oh,
And there's
yeah.
people where their kink is like weird looking people, right?
Mhm.
And it's just yeah. I mean, God bless them.
It
So
No, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's tough, man. I mean, it's tough being out here being, 2 middle-aged men talking about the human centipede, so it's
Which, by the way, I don't know if this was a date movie for anybody back in the day. You would think you would stay away from this flick, but I was watching this in bed last night and the wife was asleep. This is normally what she would call one of my fucked up movies, and she
yeah.
usually doesn't want to. But she woke up in the middle of it, in the middle of the night, and she couldn't stop watching. She's like, "Oh no, is this that fucked up movie?" That's how famous it was.
Yeah, oh,
That
yeah,
even
man. It was everywhere.
my wife is casual,
Yeah.
and she even recognized the movie, the
Mhm.
Centipede movie, right? And but she couldn't stop watching and then she would try to go back to sleep, and those girls were annoying her, crying all the time. And she just like I'd see her peek it, and she ended up watching like the last half of the movie.
Well, when I
But
first saw this film, like, I thought it was gonna be more grotesque than I mean, it's gross, don't get me wrong, but, like, I thought it was gonna be, like, so over the top where you couldn't even
uh
sit there and watch it, but it's not,
well, I like
it's
how it's not gratuitous.
yeah,
Like
I agree, I agree.
for example, we only get one shit in the mouth scene.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
need to
yeah,
see it
yeah.
more than once. We know that they
And it's
are
just
doing it a
implied, yeah,
lot.
yeah, mhm.
Yeah, but it's just like we get that one scene. I'm like, that's enough. And yeah, because it really could just beat it to death. And it doesn't. But yeah, this whole thing gives me funny games vibes, just the setting, death game, and uh, yeah, he's
Richard
creepy.
Marx.
Richard Marks
Yeah.
today
Yes,
is
today.
Richard Marks. I think is still married to Daisy Fuentes. If you remember her, she was like a TV host, like back when we were in high school.
Oh, Daisy F was he a VJ? MTV VJ?
She might have been a VJ, and then she went on to like host America's Funniest Home Videos, and yeah,
Okay.
something like that. But he married her, and when she was like hot to trot, and now he's still married to her. But one thing I have to say, yeah, that picture in the background is creepy. The set design is really cool. I love
Yeah.
his house.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
great, man. Yeah.
besides all the fucking Nazi shit, right? But his house is. I like the idea of it. And the third one has Dieter get kidney fucked. Ted Knight from The Boys style. Ted Knight. Ted Knight. We're waiting. Talking about Caddyshack, Ted Knight, dude. Hey, I was gonna say, there's a lot of things that happen in this flick that make you face palm. Like, why? And I feel like they've had opportunities. Obviously, they get in too deep where there's like no return. But there's points before it gets that far where I'm like, guys, you guys could have did this. You guys could have did that.
Mhm.
First of all, I don't care if you approached him. It's not like he it's not like he propositioned you, found you on the side of the road. He seems suspicious. I know you had an issue and you randomly stumble across his house and he lets you in. But if he was giving you the heebie jeebies, which they've already established, they still drink his water.
I know.
I
Exactly. It's
look,
ridiculous.
I could see, like I said, it's not like the suburbs and your car broke down and you came up and it's like, yeah, maybe take that person's water. But this person they were already establishing was creeping them the fuck out.
Yep.
Like, let's just go. And they still drank the water.
Yeah.
What is wrong with
I
you?
mean, just look at the fucking guy. You'd be creeped out. I wouldn't even go in the house.
Who wants water? I'm like, dude, I've been fucking drowning in water outside. I don't want
Yeah.
fucking water right now. It just doesn't make any sense. And to me, it's actually worse though when the cops do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, because the
Oh, that's
cops are
ridiculous.
coming there.
Drink your water.
Look,
Yeah.
but the cops are there because they have probable cause. Like, hey, look, there was a witness said they heard this and this and that. He was a suspect of these
Mhm.
disappearances. Why? And he was acting fucking sus as fuck. And you would still drink his water? I mean, obviously not both of them, but the one guy did.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You would think it would almost be protocol. Be like, hey, don't accept anything. If you're coming to question people, don't accept anything.
Oh, shit, I wouldn't.
No, I mean, you would think they're told that. Like, look, especially if it's a suspect, don't accept anything.
Yeah.
If you think this guy he's a suspect for disappearing people and he's a surgeon and he's got a fucking weird fucking labyrinth house, yeah, don't drink his weird water, dude.
And you don't know what's in the basement. I mean, you don't have a warrant, so you can't really search the
I
basement. Yeah.
and I really hate it too, by the way, when another missed opportunity, it's like, dude, this all could have been avoided when he slapped the drink and he hit the towel when he came back and he exposed his needle.
Yeah, he dropped a
And he said,
needle.
"Oh, I'm a diabetic."
And he's like,
Maybe he didn't
"Okay."
believe.
Yeah.
No, maybe he didn't believe him. I don't know, but he said, "We'll be right back with that warrant." I'm like, "What?" First of all, you don't need a warrant if you have probable cause.
Oh,
And
yeah.
listen, why would you give him 30 minutes to fucking hide shit if he's first of all, I'd be calling that warrant in, or I'd be like, you know what? That syringe in your hand you were hiding from
It's
me,
attempted murder, dude.
that's probable cause.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
I would make up whatever I got to do. Like, that's fucking probable cause, my friend. They weren't wearing body cams or anything like that. Like, that's enough. Because you watch all those movies where they're like, you see that probable cause, we're going in. Like guys like Lethal Weapon, and they were always doing
That's
shit like that.
definitely probable cause. I mean, you don't know what's in that syringe, so you can
But
just say,
but
"Oh, it's,"
but on Law and Order and shit like that, movies like Lethal Weapon, they're always like bending that a lot. If you watch Bosch, he's always bending that. Like, oh, you see that? Like, probable cause. I'm gonna go like fucking. Oh, he loitered. Probable cause.
Yeah.
Jaywalking. You know, it's so funny. And yeah, like, dude, you clearly were trying some shit. I'm not leaving the house right now.
Yeah.
Or one of us is staying behind. I don't know. The answer is not to leave
Yeah,
for
leaving the
30
house doesn't make
minutes.
any sense.
And yeah, it's just it's really stupid, and some of those deaths could have been avoided. But anyway, cuttlefish or vanilla paste? Oh, cuttlefish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on, everybody. Hey, Raphael, welcome to the
Hey,
chat.
what's up?
They need to watch Terrifier. So we've seen Zach and I did a commentary for the original
I
Terrifier
think I was
years
on that
ago.
maybe, the first one.
River might have been there years ago, like when it first came out, I think. And Riverman and I still haven't seen Terrifier 2 or 3. And I need to. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I think I saw it was 2.5 hours long when it came out, and I'm like, maybe tomorrow.
Two
It's
and a
just one
half
of those things
hours of that is just, man, that's brutal.
but again, I'm going on paternity leave here in a couple months. I'm gonna have 3 months. This will be the time. But
Maybe
all
you'll
right,
do it. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch
absolutely.
Terrifier 2 for I'm gonna set aside 3 hours and do it. I just don't like watching movies in shifts. I really have to like
Yeah,
be able to sit through it because I don't get anything out of watching a movie in 2 parts. I just don't.
it's tough. Yeah,
It feels worse. It doesn't feel the same. So that's the only reason why I push off longer movies sometimes because I want to be able to make sure I can get through it uninterrupted or whatever. And but anyway, welcome Raphael, man.
so
Let's see. That's all I know about the Human Centipede. It seems weird and gross. Let's see. Oh, we did Serbian film, Raphael. It's
just
it's one of
audio
our
only, right?
yeah, it's one of our bigger videos. But Zach and I did Serbian film about like 6 years ago 7 years ago, and it's before we went all video, but it's a good one. It's I had always sworn off that movie
That
because it's
movie's
just not
shit, man.
It's just not my genre, dude. I only go so far with exploitation, and but I definitely check it out for sure. What's up, 4K Brad? How you doing, bro?
What's up, man?
By the way, Silhouette, there's a triple X parody of Human Centipede. It ends right before they get stitched together, so it's not scat.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Blaine, Poughkeepsie tapes was very creepy. That's so funny you say that because Riverman suggested we do that one time. This is about the same time we did Serbian film. It was
Yeah,
about that same year. And he wanted to come on and do a cinema enema, and he chose Poughkeepsie tapes with Zach and I. And I watched it. I'm like, wow, this movie sucks.
it's not good.
And so maybe it was like a thing of the time. At the time, it was probably good. I don't
There's a
know, but
lot of hype going into that, and it didn't even get pushed out until years and years later.
uh-huh.
And I was very hyped to see it, and I didn't like it at all. So it has audience though.
Oh, 4K's got to be the contrarian. Heard Terrifier come up as I came in. Just want to say fuck all three of them, especially part two. Well, I haven't seen two and three yet to judge, but eventually, you know what? I think we have to commit to doing those movies this year. We should. So we can do Terrifier 3 at the holidays. We got to do two at some
Even if
point.
they suck, it's good for the genre. So I'm
We
all
have to
for it.
set aside like if you get some time off or whatever, like if you're available, let's say you have a stretch of time off while I have my stretch of time off,
Yeah.
I say we get well rested and we just fucking knock out a 3 hour commentary and
All
do it.
right, let's do it.
You know what I mean? I feel like we got to do it. Let's see. Serbian film is absolute trash. No redeeming value whatsoever. I agree. It's just
Yeah.
it's shock just for the pure sake of shocking, and there's nothing artistic about it. I don't like it.
No, I don't like those type of films.
I would never watch anything something worse than Serbian film. Silhouette says, yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so look, so back to the movie. He'd already he got rid of the fat trucker because he said that he didn't
And he
match
buried him.
because these flies these stumble into his web, these petite girls, sorry I belched, so they're not going to match his fat truck guy, so he had to go and pick up somebody else who's more fitting, a little bit more akin to their size, and he comes home with not surprising, a small Asian guy, a Japanese guy. They tend to be smaller in stature,
Mhm.
so he's going to fit right in. And I love how they do it where he's the front, he's the lead centipede.
I know originally I thought it was gonna be that other girl was gonna be the front.
Oh, I love it how he punishes, "You're my middle."
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, first of all, I was gonna present this. What would the worst I mean, obviously, no doubt, the best spot to be is the front.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
sorry, I have to
Yeah.
shit in everybody else's mouth. I'd rather do the shitting than get shit. You know what I mean? I mean, who wouldn't, right? It's like, I'd rather get my dick sucked than suck a dick. But, anyway, so would would think the middle has to be the most
The
uncomfortable.
middle would probably be the worst.
Well, they're the most uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
they're literally kinda getting the uncomfortable pulling and whatever from both ends.
Yeah.
She's getting pulled from the back end, she's getting pulled from the lips, and, the one in the back's got a little bit of freedom, and she gets to shit not in somebody's mouth. That's probably gotta feel good. Because she doesn't have to feel like she's humiliating anybody. She doesn't feel but she's getting twice as much shit, and she clearly dies. She's very sick. She's getting she's
Oh,
getting
yeah,
all those
yeah.
dots,
It's so
which
infected and yeah,
I
it's
feel like that's
gross.
the grossest part when there's the
Yeah.
pus, dude.
Oh,
Like, I don't
yeah.
so sick. He's like, you're dying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to replace you." Anyway, good lord, dude. But anyway, I kind of like this scene here too. Sorry, I've been saying anyway a lot. My wife was like, we were talking, and she's like, "If you say anyway one more time, I'm gonna fucking suck."
Really?
I was like, anyway. I was saying,
I haven't noticed. I mean, is that a new thing for you or
I
what?
don't know. She just pointed out when we were talking, and I kept saying anyway. I think she was annoyed because I couldn't get to the point of the story. She's like, "If you say anyway one more time instead of finishing this story," I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Well, you
Anyway,
talk so much, so yeah, I totally get it.
it's a commentary.
Anyway.
It's a commentary. You want me not to talk?
No, I'm saying even
Let's see how
when
let's see how
it's not
you
the
do.
commentary, you
Ah, no,
always
no, no, no.
talk.
No,
When
no, no. Go ahead.
we talk on the phone, it's more like you're talking to me on the phone.
Oh, okay. No, 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 no. Go ahead.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, 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 no. I'm Garth. Go ahead.
No, 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 no.
Anyway,
Okay, so yeah. So he's basically showing them what he's gonna do to him, which is I mean, that is fucking creepy enough, man. Can you imagine just sitting in a hospital bed where he's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cut your knees off. I am gonna, cut your mouth up. I'm gonna sew you to somebody else's ass." It's man,
I don't have to imagine it.
it's
I watched a
crazy.
movie about it,
Well,
you know?
and you know what I'm saying? I mean, just think about being in that hospital bed.
So I think the scene's really cool. I think it's really great, and it shows how sadistic he is, that
Yeah.
he's just very casually telling him about this elective surgery that he elected for them to have, and, he's so
Look at
nonchalant about it. Yeah, the pictures are
little
funny.
hole, dude.
I think it's so funny that he drew that. Just the
Yeah.
thought of him drawing it
Which we
is
have
really
up
funny.
here, by the way. So yeah,
Yeah, he's got
his
to, like,
drawing.
cut I think he was, detailing that, yeah. So he cuts flaps out that go to the face of the ass, and he cuts some meat around the butthole to make it dilated more, just to make it more form-fitting, and, my question is, did he at least bleach the assholes before he permanently stitched someone's lips to him? Did he at least do him that pleasure? Or do they have to go right did they just, like, take it did that chick just take a really healthy shit, and he had to just you know what I mean? Did they get washed down first?
No Brazilian wax. No.
Oh, that's right. Well,
So this the press material, it was claiming that it's 100% medically accurate. So that was the big thing going into this film.
well, I could see how somebody could fake it, but also I could see where he might have gotten consultation. Like, hey, if we had to try this, what is the way to go? You know, because you can get people do that to doctor scripts. They'll get professionals that know more about what they're trying to write to
Hmm.
make it better. But yeah, it's just straight up Joseph Mangala shit. This literally guy took Joseph Mangala, Eli Roth, and yeah, fucking Richard Marx threw him in a blender. It's like, I have Human Centipede for you.
Yeah, and I mean, you got your other fecal movie, which is Salo, and that's another big one. Which I watched that
I
once. That bored me to tears, and it was I don't even think I got through it. It was gross, absolutely, and
I just can't bring
yeah,
myself to watch Salo. I mean, any of these movie, I never would have watched Serbian film if it wasn't suggested for a commentary and I went along with it. But it's just they're just not my types of movies. And yeah, hey, really quick, so the Japanese guy, he is, which we don't ever get names, which is great. Why would you have names? But he's the best actor. He outacts
oh, he
these two
does
girls.
absolutely.
So he's crazy. And the fact that I love that once you shut the girls up, it's almost just a straight up foreign film because he's
Yeah,
talking a lot of German and he's doing nothing but Japanese. Every now and again he will talk English. He'll speak to the girls or whatever. One thing we overlooked is at the start of the film we were talking about his possible connections to the SS. We saw they showed twice. They showed his headstone for his three dogs, and then he
yes.
was talking about that when he
Mhm.
was giving the presentation. My three dogs, my three Rottweilers, um, you know, and it's just really creepy. He hates humans. I don't know what was his end game here for them just to be his pet. What was he going to do
Pretty
eventually?
much. I mean,
I
his
he's a
dogs died,
doctor.
so he needed something else. I mean, he needed to
Yeah,
try.
is it about? Ugh, I hate that when she rips the IV.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. See, look, she had a great opportunity to get out of here. I feel like she fucked this up.
Oh yeah.
Granted, she doesn't know the lay of the land. She doesn't know the house and the layout. But dude, I think she took way too long to grab something and just
Well, I
beat
think
the
he doesn't
fuck
know the
out of
lay
her.
of his own house. It seemed like a lot of this movie, like he was just like he took way too long to, get her locked up. I mean, shit, if it was my house, you know exactly where to, get her from.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, our houses are not this. It's like I said, it's a
Yeah.
labyrinth.
Yeah.
But what I don't get is, well, no, I take it back. I get it's easier said than done. Their adrenaline's probably rushing. They're freaking out. They're women in horror movies, but if you could take a second and be like me, the armchair quarterback that's trying to give you instructions, and also who also knows what's going to happen, so he's trying to prevent that. I'm like Sam Beckett. I know what's going to happen. Let's change the future. Grab something. He's not. You don't know it yet, but you just slipped away from him pretty easy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That tells me he's kind of careless. He tied you guys up. You guys are drugged, and he still didn't do it well enough to where you weren't able to slip out. I would grab. She took way too long to grab a fucking lamp.
Oh
right?
god, yeah.
She could have just I would just take him on. He's got no weapons on him. He's gonna have a gun or a dart gun or whatever. But yeah, I just wish she could have had more balls because there's so many opportunities where I think this movie could have been over. And she's also, I don't know, man. I might have been busting that window open a little quicker than she did. But I think it's a great shot where she opens it. He's there with the gun. That's kind of creepy. Like, ah,
So, some of the Nazi influences in this film was, his, jacket, which was
mm,
a jacket worn by the Nazi doctors back in, World War II, and then also there was an influence, when he was training the centipede. I guess they have music that was played during or in the Nazi concentration camps. So there's like subtle
oh,
things here and there.
yeah.
And I'm sure, if we were German and watching this, we could totally tell that it was that's what
Yeah,
they were going
the only
for.
thing that really throws it off, it makes it not so obvious, is he's not quite age appropriate. I think we just have to
Yeah.
suspend that and just imagine that he's a little bit older than he's supposed to be. But, but yeah, there's a million opportunities where it's woulda, coulda, shoulda. Even when she slipped out and he's right there in the medical room, grab a scalpel, something that's in the area, and fucking just stabby, 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 and go nuts on him, right? And they do this a million times. At the end of the movie, where they get the upper hand, and the Asian guy like fucking slits his foot and he bites his fucking face off. Dude, he had like that. Keep stabbing him. He looks like he's out, dude, but you're there. Just take that fucking blade that you cut his fucking ankle with and just stab him like 5 times in the neck, and he wouldn't have gotten up. And you know what I mean?
Another thing was,
It
I
looks like
think,
she's shitting in that water, by the way. I know it's blood, which is a nice touch, but it looks like that old MySpace video that used to go around. We used to have like the real player. It was like a girl in a hot tub, and all of a sudden it's like she's shit and the water turns brown, and she gets out. I don't know if you remember that. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Richard Marks.
no, I was saying, kind of going back to the whole SS stuff. Says IFC has a history of releasing uncontroversial horror films or unconventional horror films previously distributed in Norway. Nazi Zombie featuring Dead Snow. So Dead Snow, they did Dead Snow,
Uh,
which I enjoyed. I thought it was fun.
Never saw it.
You haven't seen that one, okay? So the
I
first,
remember it, but
yeah, they came out with the second one. I don't think I saw the second one, but the first one is solid. So
do they do high tension too?
no, High Tension was French. That was a
Oh, that's
French
right.
horror film, yeah, which is great. Have you seen High Tension?
I still never watched high tension.
Okay, that would be one to do a commentary on, because I did pick that up recently on what 4K that came out.
It's funny how his jacket, you said it's inspired by real SS, because it does. It kind of looks like the black jackets the soldiers would wear. So
Yeah,
maybe he's a doctor, even though it's white. It is similar.
yeah, it's a Doctor Jacket.
What would you do in this situation? She once again has another opportunity, right? Because the power goes out, and these are not like orchestrated by him because he's kind of bumbling. Like fucking shit keeps going wrong. She gets all these opportunities to do something, and I feel
What
like
would
she
I
just
do?
yeah.
I,
What would you do right here? This is pretty scary. She's bleeding out. She's in a pool, and he's standing over you with a dart gun. Like, what do you do in this situation? He's
well,
gonna put that cover over it, and what would you do?
not knowing it's a dart gun. I mean, it looks like kind of like a 22 or something. Or God, it's I don't know. I'd probably put it in my mouth and just let him pull
Like,
the trigger.
do it. You do do it like that Mad TV Lethal Weapon
Yeah.
skit. You see that Mad TV Lethal skit?
No,
He's like, put it in your mouth. Do it. Uh,
swallow it. Yeah,
so he tries to intimidate her by shutting it down, but she does what I would do. Like, fuck that. I'm just gonna go under here, and I'd rather drown. I would rather drown covered over
yeah.
with this tarp
Mhm.
than look at you and deal with this shit. I'd rather drown than just be fish in a barrel and get out of there for you to shoot
Well,
me.
and she wouldn't drown in that. I mean, she could just push it up and then get air through
Oh,
there.
I guess you're right, but um,
It's not like it's Demolition Man where you're in like ice or whatever.
Did you guys see
Cryostasis.
that Red Letter Media dude when they got the new props
Oh god,
haul?
that's so cool, dude.
And they got that, and in there, spoiler alert, is it's not the actual screen used one, but it's a replica of the naked Stallone and Ice, dude. It's
Oh
I died.
yeah.
I had to share that with Todd. I
Yeah.
died laughing when I saw that. I'm
I'd
like, God,
love to
that
have that.
I was, dude. That would be in my backdrop for every work
Well,
meeting. He'd be like,
I think I sent you that photo of the person that had that as their coffee table. Like
"That's so funny.
he's like the glass coffee table or whatever. So when you're sitting
That's
there drinking your
hilarious."
coffee, you see Stallone there and like cryogenically frozen. I mean, that's awesome, dude.
I mean, for the sake of company, and I would make sure to keep a doily over where his penis would be. Just don't move the doily, kids. But it's so funny, dude. Anyway, yeah, guys, I didn't see Martyrs either.
Martyrs is
I
great, dude.
I
Okay, we'll have to do
purposely
Martyrs.
I'll do it if it's for a commentary, but I purposely stay away from these movies that have reputations like
Okay.
this. And but I'll watch it
I
for
love
commentary.
French
That
horror. French horror is great, man.
that will get me to do it. So if just left to my own devices and to pick movies that I want to enjoy, I usually stay away from stuff like that. So that's why I like doing this show, because it gives me an opportunity to watch stuff and step outside my box a little bit. Uh, the Evil Doctor from the Arkham City Batman game. Never played it. Let's see. James Franco in Spring Breakers. What?
Oh yeah.
Wait, what? What? I'm missing the
I
context.
don't know, but I love James Franco and Spring Breakers.
That is kind of a fun movie.
It is fun,
Uh,
dude.
yeah, Martyrs is depressingly dark. Oh, really? Okay, so Martyrs has no grape though. Good. That's what I'm always scared about, dude. I hate smut where it just gets hardcore with the grape, the graphic, you know, essay stuff. It's just really tough, man. I don't really like grotesque violence either, but I'd rather have that than, with the violence I can at least close my eyes. If it's like SA stuff, you got to close your eyes and your ears, dude, because you can still hear the
Yeah.
fucking go. It's terrible, dude.
Oh, Brad,
In,
yeah.
never
Inside.
seen.
That's great, man. I don't. Have you seen that one? Inside.
I'm gonna let you take a guess.
Okay.
If
So
it's a
you haven't
French
watched the
smut
whole time.
movie,
No, not a lot of these French ones aren't smut. I mean, they're good horror, man. Back when those came out, yeah, the French were coming out with all the good horror films.
man, she really benefited from being her friend, because she goes for her friend and not the Japanese guy. I
Yeah,
get it, you can only go for one, but now, do you think a good tactic would have been to actually wake up the man that may or may not know karate? It's like, hey, I'm gonna get you out because you might be able to whoop some ass. Because clearly this woman, she can't. She's just so like hell bent on running away and being scared,
yeah,
because they're not mutilated yet. It almost makes you like, dude, I'm gonna wake up the guy. Let's kick some ass, because the guy is capable. We
I,
saw what he does later.
yeah. I'd wake everybody up because I mean, it gives you a better shot, right? I mean,
I mean, they're drugged though. How come she woke up so well? Did she actually get? He didn't administer drugs, did he? Why are they out cold but she wasn't? Was she like the third, and she untied herself before he got to her?
I can't. When I saw it last night, I can't remember.
Because they're like completely zonked.
Yeah.
So, but she's not. But oh, you know what I think about this whole time? I see all that broken glass.
Oh
And then
yeah.
they just kind of cut to the outside after she lifted her over the window. I'm like, man, how much broken glass does she have in her ass? And that people in movies, it's probably just the adrenaline, but they're always just not being mindful of being barefoot, and they're just like running around broken glass. I'm like, God, dude, in real life, you'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
John McClane, even in the
Oh yeah, dude.
like, dude, I get it. They actually showed the glass in him, but he's taking it like a man, dude. I get the smallest piece of anything in my foot, and I'm down, dude. I'm like, oh God, I can't. Give me the tweezers, honey. Where's the tweezers? Get them out. She'll do them for me. Like, I
Pull
can't.
it out. Pull it
Yeah,
out.
I
Pull
get it.
it
Like, pull it
out.
out. I just got
Yeah.
my foot, dude. The light on
Yeah.
it. Pull it out. Pull it out. But these people, I would never make it. That would do me in right there. The fact that there's all that broken glass. The whole time I was watching it, I'm like, can I make that jump? Because she's from his room
Yeah.
to the outside over where that glass is spread. Like I would just try and make that 8-foot jump and just.
This reminds me of Ace Ventura when nature calls, dude.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I know. Blow dart guns. They blow guns. It is Ace Ventura ruined it for me. He looks like Jim Carrey.
yeah.
There we go. Mein lieber Hund. This just reeks of the first decade of the 2000s, dude.
Oh,
Just the way
yeah.
it looked, the really washed out high contrast
Bleak.
whites, dude.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Resident Evil movie too, doesn't it? Like this,
Oh, this portion of it, it's weird because it kinda changes because
yeah, here it
earlier
looks kind of greenish.
yeah.
It's like what, but he looks like Raul Julia to me. Silhouette says Raul Julia would own this role, dude. It's too bad he was not alive. Um,
Oh,
anyway,
he'd be the front of the centipede. I mean, that's an accomplishment right there.
Raul Julia would be the doctor. I think he means not the front of the
Oh.
centipede. Well, that would be great. So I think part of the charm is the guys yelling at him and cursing at him in Japanese all the time. But if you had Raul Julia as Gomez, as the front of the centipede, why, Festa? Why have you done this to me?
You're
Or
speaking
Bison,
French.
M Bison in the front of it would be great. I'd love it.
Yeah.
Pulling the teeth out. Yeah, I mean, this stuff isn't too violent. You mentioned how you thought it was going to be more extreme when you watched it.
Absolutely did. Yeah.
I, I, it did the trick when I first saw
It's
it, but there's something.
implied, which I like when it comes
Yeah,
to this stuff.
it's
Yeah.
not too much. Yeah. Look, they don't really. His hands covering up the actual extraction of the tooth. You're
Yeah.
not seeing. There's no like. There's other movies that would show you an extreme close up of the tooth coming out of the gum, right?
Which I
And
don't mind that, but when it comes to like a human centipede, it's just like it doesn't I mean, in your brain you can process it. I mean, you don't need
this
to.
is kind of gross.
Nah, I mean,
Like the fat dude. Yeah. Look at it. Look at that's whose ass is that? I had a
that's
is
hers, dude.
okay. I
That's
was
the
having
middle.
issues. I didn't know if like I was having a strange boner or not. I'm like, oh, that might be the Asian guy. No, just kidding. This- ass like a 10-year-old boy. No, but he's what was I gonna say? Oh, these movies, even if they get you when they come out, like Blaine saying got me, I guess. Oh, God, a Mia, what? But did it get you? So my thing is, I watched this movie 16 years later, and it feels way tamer than it used to be. Like when I first saw it, because it's just, I don't know, it just does. Like you always remember. It's the same way I feel about Audition.
Yeah.
You remember when Takashi Miike's Audition came out, and
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Oh, that movie." Fucking don't watch that with her. You don't sit down on a full stomach and sit there. And so, I avoided it for the longest time because I'm not really into the gross out stuff that was going on at the time. And then when I finally watched it, I was so desensitized from other shit. I'm like, this is nothing. I finally watched Audition like 4 years ago.
Mm.
And we're talking what? I mean, 15, 16 years later. I don't know, long time at that point. Now
Yeah.
it's like 20 years old. And I watched it and I'm thinking, wow, since then, I was avoiding this movie, but since then I've watched worse and worse and worse shit to where it just felt like kid stuff. I liked it, but it felt like kid stuff.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think this movie would come out today though?
Oh yeah. I mean, somebody would put it up.
I don't think it would.
You don't think anybody would put it? Would it get the
No.
buzz it would get?
No.
I'm telling. Look,
I
I
it
could
would
make
get
this
it would
movie.
get the hate. But I don't think that it can be released today, honestly.
Yeah, maybe not. Why? What's wrong with it? What about it not
It,
speaks to
it's
this?
not it's not the film itself, it's just the stigma behind it. I mean, you know, the
What's the
whole
stigma?
whole human centipede aspect of it. I don't think that that type
Well,
of
there's
horror would um be able to be
I
released today. I haven't seen any stuff like that,
well, trends come and go, and when this
Any
came out, like
exploitation nowadays with the woke
this
me too
was
culture, no way.
this was riding the Eli Roth wave,
Yeah, yeah,
the hostile, and so this is just a product of its time, and the last decade plus, it's been about elevated horror.
yeah.
It's Babadook, it's Hereditary, it's all this stuff, which is so funny because back when this came out and Hostel came out, I would always say stuff like, I prefer what we now know as elevated horror. I used to love the movies like Changeling and the ghost stories. I didn't really need the violence. I didn't really need show. I just give me tell. I don't really need all the
You
fancy
need
stuff.
you need it all.
I know I needed vibes. I like ghost stories. I like the
Right.
possession movies. But now that's like all we've been getting for like 10
Yeah.
years. Now I'm like, I kind of miss
You
a
need a
little bit
bit
of the
of
show.
everything, absolutely.
But I'm just saying back then,
Yeah, no, I
before
totally
we
get it.
were
I totally get it, yeah.
I definitely preferred movies like Amityville,
Yeah.
right? You know, or The Shining. The Shining is another one of those movies. Like I love those. But yeah, it's just now we have that's all we get. And yeah,
Which speaking of
I'd like
Hostel, I mean, we did a commentary on Hostel, and I love that movie, man. It's great. Like, I
yeah.
don't a lot of people shit on it now, thinking that it's, not a very good movie, but, go back and watch that if you haven't in the chat.
I think I liked it better than I remembered liking it. I when I saw Hostel in the theaters, I seem to recall thinking pretty much the first 2 acts were just okay, and then pretty much the 3rd act was the good stuff. And but I actually liked into all of it. I actually liked the first couple acts. I liked you
The
know,
characters are fun, man.
yeah, they're really fun. Look at him just taking the pictures. I think it's really funny, dude. He's just such a sleazeball, and I love it. This guy is just snot coming out of
Oh
his
god, he
nose.
has the booger hand. Yeah, that's
He's
gross,
he's
dude.
acting so great, and he's just like you would think a Nazi would be, just like, stay still. You're my pets. You're my toys. You're experiments. I mean, you'd have to be. This is the kind of guy that was cool with putting people in gas chambers. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
It's nuts, dude. So, if you're telling me that in World War II, it was just a bunch of guys like this with no soul, dude. Oh, scary stuff, dude.
Oh,
And he's
absolutely, and
and he's
all
showing them.
all their
He's
medical
like
experiments and all that shit, yeah.
fucking sadomasochist asshole. Like, and
Yeah.
look what I've done to you. Well, not that they can't see, but that yeah. Look, do you think their butts stink, dude? Do you think they could smell the butts because their mouth's completely covering the butts? So the stink is now no longer in their nose.
They don't
Or
care.
since the tract is like connected to your nasal, can they breathe it in and smell it through their nasal?
I'm sure they don't give a shit, dude.
God, dude, do you think their fucking taste buds are just how long before your taste buds just go in shock and they don't work anymore?
So he pulled the teeth out. Did he pull the tongue out too, or we didn't see that part, did we?
That's a good point. Because why would they need the tongue?
They wouldn't.
Is the tongue just plugged? Because the tongue would plug the ass, dude. And you can't have that because you got to have the shit. I bet you he got rid of the tongue. He has to.
Yeah. It is a
He
nice
would have
house
to.
though.
Remember when he's like, oh, he says it here. I am trying to sleep. I should have cut your vocal cords.
Mm.
You think a guy, this is what I'm saying. This guy's kind of a fuck up. He lets him slip away. There's some blunders. You would think a guy as like calculated as this would have thought about, hey, I should cut the vocal cords, the ones, because I don't want to hear him, all the time.
Yeah, so it looks like Tom Six, which heavily influenced early works of David Cronenberg and Japanese horror films, which
Hmm.
obvious, I guess.
Is he related to Nikki Six? Just kidding.
He prefers horror films that are more realistic over unbelievable. Okay.
Okay.
So he'd rather have exploitation than
Well,
monster films,
and this is definitely grounded in realism, even though it's
Yeah.
fantastical because the Nazis were doing fucking crazy shit like this.
Oh
They were
yeah.
just it didn't necessarily work,
Hmm.
but they were just experimenting, doing crazy shit. Because think about it, you couldn't normally do shit like this to living people. And they had their pick of the litter, man, because they were just doing what they were doing. He's creepy, dude. This scene's classic, dude. This is where he shits, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's coming
I
up.
had the shit. And he's like, feed her. I like this guy. I just, I don't know, man. I feel like he's taking. I get it. They're all attached. Their knees are fucked up. They all have to move as one. But he's got the least to lose out of everybody because if he moves, it rips his ass. It's gonna fuck her face off. You would have thought at some point, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be the man here. I'm gonna rip this shit off your mouth. You're gonna have to deal with it, and I'm gonna beat because he gets close enough where I would grab his ankles, dude. I would wrestle him to the ground. I would do whatever I gotta do to just try, right? Because
Yeah.
it can't get any worse. Like, what's gonna happen? I'm not gonna get the upper hand, and he's gonna beat the shit out of me. I'm attached at the ass to people, and this is not life anyway. You might as well kill me. Asian guy at least cares about the women. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I have to shit. Sorry. He says sorry, dude. I mean, yeah. But we learn. that it's a bit of a redemption story for him because he's not such a good guy. Remember, he's talking. I love it, dude. He doesn't want to eat the food. He's like, "Ugh, I have to eat.
This is the part.
I
So
like how I like how he like looks back, right? Like, I'm sorry, I have to, because like I like, oh shit, they're like,
so
no.
production wise, it says Dieter, who played the antagonist, said during the promotion of the film that he felt the guilt of Nazi actions during the war. Okay, Nazi actions during the war that had haunted ordinary Germans for generations. That the Germans whose fathers participated in the war, he often felt like a child whose father was jailed for murder. So basically, he's playing the role of his father was in jail. He was a Nazi and that sort of thing, and he's, I don't know, taking revenge. I don't know,
and
something like that.
taking up his old man's work and
Yeah,
trying. And okay, and that would make more sense. Um, because another reason why that makes more sense is, didn't all the surviving Nazis flee to fucking South America and shit because they were persona non grata?
in the
They
United
could,
States. Yeah,
yeah, they couldn't hang around.
yeah,
They couldn't hang around. So yeah, if he was, why would he still be there?
yeah.
So but yeah, I guess if he was the son of one, sure. You know, why do they all? Do you think Adolf really went to South America, or you think he really died?
I don't think he died there in the
You
bunker.
don't,
No,
you don't think he like took the pill and
no,
cyanide or whatever?
no. I think he
No.
lived in until his, till he's old.
Where would he have gone though?
Where'd they say he went?
Where is it they say they went to? Was it Venezuela or Brazil? I can't remember.
Something. Yeah.
But where they all went, like most of them went, like a huge chunk of them.
Yeah.
They must have had some like easy passage from Germany to whatever country this was. I can't quite remember, but if it was
Well, I mean, the
Venezuela,
fact that, a lot of those Nazis fled to the United States and worked for what supposedly worked for NASA and all these other.
change their fucking names, dude.
Yeah, it just,
Yeah.
it screams that he probably survived somehow. And, I mean,
This guy's giving me Mad Musk energy, dude. Elon, dude. Oh.
that's topical.
Yeah,
Topical for the stream.
yeah, I don't want to get into it, but it just seems like,
Funny, dude.
can't you just, I mean, I don't know. Another place, another time. Maybe if he was born somewhere else, you could totally see him wearing a jacket like that. It just seems like the
Yeah.
type of guy, dude. Anyway, wait, so now he's got to shit, right? He's gonna shit
Yeah.
here. He's gonna tell him to feed her.
Mhm.
Feed her.
Well, Josh James was saying to feed us, but I was hoping he would pop in.
What?
Josh James, what didn't he post something in the chat or something?
I don't, that was a different Josh.
Oh,
He looked like Josh James, but I think that wasn't
I
Josh's
thought that I
channel.
thought that was Josh
It was
James.
another guy with a beard and brown hair and
Okay.
glasses. It's so funny because I saw that comment pop up, and then you immediately IM'd me. We should see if Josh James was good. And I'm like, I'm guessing. I assume like he probably saw that and thought that was Josh James, and it made him think.
Yes,
I knew it. I knew it because he looked just like him.
I thought that was him, man. Yeah, that's
It could
crazy.
be, and it could be another account, but that's not like it didn't really. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So the let's see here. Human Centipede could also take place a few years prior. Yeah, they never really established it fully. I mean, you still got a house phone, right? They don't have like a. Doesn't have to be the exact year. Yes, it was Venezuela. That's what I thought. Um, yeah, so I don't know if the Japanese guy really redeems himself, but he takes ownership, and it's kind of that Japanese thing. It's like with yakuza's,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When they do shit, but it's not even just yakuza. It's the
He's drawn
high
a sword, pretty much.
they
Yeah,
have a high unaliving rate in Japan.
yeah.
And if you can't take care of your family, if you lose your job, you're not good to anybody. And then a lot of people will go to the old unalive forest and do what they got to do because they've brought shame on their family and they can't do what a man could do. So I think it's so funny, just casually, but and I feel like that's kind of what his mentality was, just sort of that the way they do it in his culture, and he accepted it. He says something to the effect of, "Are you God? I'm a terrible guy. I fucking abandoned my kid. I disgraced my parents or something like that, and this is my punishment."
The only thing that
I'm like,
disgraced his parents is that Playboy tattoo on his arm, dude.
It's on his arm. Yeah, it looks trashy, dude.
Terrible, dude.
Really trashy. Remember
Like,
when like every white trash tramp had the fucking
oh, that
Playboy
was back in, like, what, late '90s, early 2000s.
99
Yeah.
through like 2004, dude. Oh, it
Yeah.
was terrible.
Oh,
That and the tramp stamps and guys had
yeah.
tribal tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
God, it's freaking terrible, dude. Have that Dave Batista around your belly button.
Barbed wire, dude.
Yeah, that's the worst. But anyway, I yeah, I feel when he unalives himself and he says, like, "Oh, this is my punishment," and he cuts his throat with a piece of glass. How selfish was that? Because he had the upper hand. He could have gotten his ass.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have attacked him. I'm like, dude, okay, punish, like, dude, like, redeem yourself.
Mhm.
Try and save these people. Save somebody, you know? Because I mean, I feel like because they leave the ending a little bit open, right? So, which I like. Why is he beating the shit out of him? By the way, why does he let them crawl? Like, good, you're crawling.
He's smacking him with the horse
Whip,
crop,
uh,
riding
but
crop,
why?
dude. 'Cause it's funny, dude.
Because it's funny. But he's like almost excited, like, oh, great, you're working together, you're moving finally. And then he's like, ah, and then he just beats the shit. Oh, it looked like, oh, kind of looked like it was doing nasty things. That centipede. You think he wants to like get on the end of that centipede and be
S
a train, dude?
so I'm on, I don't know, this is Wikipedia yeah, Wikipedia. There's promotion stills of them, like, promoting their films, and I don't know what they're doing, but it's like,
You're
can you
constipated. Look, he's like,
imagine promoting this film, dude? Telling
yeah.
your dad, like, you're one of the girls, "My dad, I'm the middle dad." I mean,
Wouldn't that be funny if that's what they are on the cast? The middle,
yeah, I
the
mean,
top,
could you imagine your father, I
this
mean,
tough to watch
or
too. The pus.
your grandfather telling yeah, telling your grandfather you're the middle, dude, and be like, "Oh, what work have you been in?" "Oh, I'm starring in the Human Centipede, I'm the middle."
I like when he
That's
smells it
gross.
and he like wants to. He's like
Oh,
vomits. Like, he like does
he's
this
like,
the Jim
"You're
Carrey.
dying,
He's like, "Ugh, you're dying.
you're
The stinky
dying."
pus, dude. He's like disgusted. But this middle one, he says, constipated. That's terrible. Because
You never answer my question. Can you imagine telling
what?
your grandparents that you were the middle, dude?
I mean, I would never be the middle. I
Even
would
no,
never.
if you're an actor, dude, would you ever take the role?
I mean, yeah, it's a good call. I mean, I think that's got to be the ultimate tempting fruit. I love that. Shut up. It's got to be the ultimate tempting fruit because what if it was a really big opportunity? Maybe a movie like this, you could easily think, hey, this could go nowhere. But maybe that's also what you're thinking. Like, hey, it'll probably go nowhere. Nobody will really see it. No big deal. It won't ruin me.
But this is 2009. This isn't like, okay, pre-internet. I mean, this is like internet,
But it's
you know.
still, but it still could win either way. I mean, eh, I don't know. It's just it's gonna be tempting the bigger opportunity it is. Okay, think of it like this. Let's say it was a big movie like Pulp Fiction, and you have to be the guy fucking uh fucking
Zed,
you gotta be Zed, dude.
I'd be Zed, absolutely. For a Pulp Fiction movie?
You get you're Zed, dude.
Yeah, but
You
I
pound
would
Ving
be the
Rhames'
middle
ass.
human centipede, dude. I wouldn't wanna be dude, that's the most
What if you
degrading role you can possibly
would
have.
you be Zed's friend close up and his like sweaty face? Come on, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, he's jerking
That'd
off,
be
dude.
tough, dude.
The
But
it's
yeah.
like, "Hey, dad, I was the guy jerking off to Zed fucking Ving Rhames' ass."
But I mean,
The gimp wouldn't be so big
you're in a
deal. The
Tarantino
gimp
film, though. That's the thing.
the gimp wouldn't be a big deal. Like, "Yeah, I was in leather. You can't even see me the whole time." And I would even lie and be like, "Yeah, they filmed all my shit separate. I wasn't even like near the Ving Rhames. They just spliced it together. I was
I
just there
don't know,
for
man.
Bruce Willis to knock me out."
That's tough. I don't know. Anybody in the chat, would they I mean, how much money would it take? I mean, though.
That's so funny. Yeah, The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
It's just freaking
I don't know if I could do
oh.
it, man. I I don't know, my
It
kids could look at me the same way, dude. If I was that girl
it
right there.
but you'd have a price they paid you like an ungodly amount of money, you'd do it. But
Ugh,
first of
it'd
all,
be
even like,
tough.
look, even it's fake, it's pretend,
Yeah,
it's
it's
got to be on
fake,
a
yeah.
movie, but you still have to be on set. You have to
Yes.
be on dude. that you're on somebody's ass. Now they might have something covering it or whatever, but if they rip ass, you're smelling it. If they rip ass, dude,
Most degrading thing ever, dude.
the part that I think is funny, I guess it's kind of endearing too, but it's also like when the girl, when the, they're like, they're ass to mouth, and the two girls clutch each other's hands, like, dude, I don't know, man. If my lips were tied to fucking Todd's ass, I'm not touching your hands too. I'm not holding your hands. That's fucking.
No, that's
It's like, oh, we're close enough. I'm like, I'm nuts.
do you think of
Anyway,
William Forsythe when you see this guy or both guys? I mean,
no, I
they
like.
both look like him, dude.
Oh yeah, William Thin Penis. Yeah, William Forsythe. Yeah, he
Yeah,
does get Forsythe
especially
energy.
that guy in
Yeah,
the
that
back.
guy. Yeah, he's got Forsyth energy for
When we
sure.
when we saw him at the con, yeah, he looks exactly like him.
I don't even know what the deal is with his partner. It's not even good cop, bad cop. It's like one loud cop guy doesn't say shit. Other one's just quiet, sitting there taking the water.
Yeah.
I if I was his partner, I'd be like, don't drink it. What are you doing? Don't fucking drink it, dude. Like, come on. Yeah. But yeah, they have no excuse because he's legit a suspect.
Well, how is he not? I mean, he has a damn cage in his. I mean, he has no dogs.
You know what I think about when I keep seeing this dude? That cage reminds me of the cage Sam was in when he was a monkey in Quantum Leap, dude. Sam
Yeah,
Beckett. I keep imagining Sam Beckett in there in a diaper, dude.
that'd be great, man. Probably.
The last season where they started running out of
I don't know if
ideas.
they can
You gotta
afford
put
him though. I mean, this is only a $2 million budget, so
They're running out of money and they're running out of ideas, and they started making Sam. They started pumping Sam into like real life, like Harvey Oswald. Make him a monkey. Make him a Down syndrome kid. They're really throwing the fucking long shots. And it was funny because if you listen to that commentary on the soundtrack, he's like, "Oh, if we got a new season, we were gonna try and explore. I would like to see Sam be a baby. I would like to have gone into a baby's body." I'm like, I don't know if it could have went on much longer because they were running out of ideas, dude. They
see every especially now. I look at this Mad Doctor and I think of the song "Whenever I'm weary from the battles that rage in my head."
your boy
Richard Marx did.
Richard Mark. He looks like Mark's right
He
there,
does.
100%.
Now and forever, I will
I
be
will be
your
your
man.
man. Uh, so, a question: they know he's a renowned surgeon. Do you think it would be common knowledge that his dad was in the
Maybe,
SS?
maybe. I mean, if yeah, I mean, if he,
Look at this. Now drink it and leave.
yeah,
And I'm glad he just slapped it. But why? This is how stupid and crazy he
he's like,
is.
that's assault.
He's like shaking. Yeah, he's like, you'll be fired by the end of the day. He reminds me of Lorenzini, dude. Fucking Udo Kier from the Pinocchio movie, like Udo
Yeah,
Kier in that. He's like, Tino Strings. Yeah, Udo Kier's he gives me Udo energy. Like I said, he should have never left the house. And as soon as he comes back with a syringe, I'd be like, well, yep, you're done. That's it.
yeah. I mean, he should have been thrown in the slammer right then and there. It's like you walking around with a syringe. I don't care if it's you need it for your.
I would have been like, okay, here, but by all means,
Yeah,
stick yourself.
exactly.
Of course, you don't want to give it back to him because he's probably going to try and lunge at you, but there's two of you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'd both be like, here, you're not going to stick, but oh, I'm sorry. Here, have your medicine.
Uh,
Stick it in you.
would a diabetic have one that has that much like serum in it, dude? I mean, that's a big freaking syringe, dude.
And it looked like fucking Clorox Drano, dude. It looked like it's like blue, looked like Great Blue Dini Kool-Aid in there, dude.
Well, and I got like a couple friends that are diabetics. They have like insulin pumps. It's like they don't really do needles anymore, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not like that. It's bullshit that he even went along with that.
yeah,
Like I said, I don't necessarily think he believed it, but don't fucking leave.
yeah.
Call in the warrant, let one guy stay there, whatever, or do what I would do and be like, you know what? That's probable cause, man. You
Mhm.
tried to fucking stick me. Cuff him, detain him. I'm gonna go look around the house. Bam,
I was
done.
I was thinking the same thing, Ishmael.
Thumbnail looks like she's biting the pillow really hard. Yep.
Yes,
No, and I think that's almost yeah, it
right
totally does.
here. Yeah,
That, that's why I blurred out the back a
you
bit
had
because
to for
it
YouTube.
looks like a porno, dude. It
Yeah.
looks like she's eating it from the back, dude.
Hmm.
which she kind of is, and they all kind of are.
Don't
But
just stare at it, eat it.
I think, dude, I don't know. I think if this was another type of movie that decided to go all the way, they would have had him be a weird, kinky pervert and also do some fucked up shit to the centipede.
Yeah.
Because you know, he just seems like what's his end game? I mean, he's just purely about the love of the craft of being a doctor. He just wants to see what happens. He just wants to experiment.
Well,
Maybe
it didn't
maybe the
work on the
weird.
dogs, but he thought it would work on humans. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but
I actually feel worse when he talks about the dogs. I'm like,
yeah,
oh man, why'd you do that to dogs, man?
it's
Because
true.
how could I mean a Rottweiler? Rottweilers don't have the skin to flap over. Like their skin is so tight and they got so much muscle.
I don't know. I
And
actually got bit in the
they
ass
got
by a Rottweiler when I was, a young kid, so I don't have any,
oh,
hard
love lost.
feelings. Love lost. That's it. Yeah.
Wait, so even a Chihuahua twice? Wait. So what happened when you get bit by a Rottweiler? Tell me that. What? Hey, what's
I
up,
was a paper. Oh,
D
sorry.
the creator? How you doing?
Hey,
Go ahead.
D.
Yeah, what happened?
So I was a paper boy growing up, and I don't know. That was like the big thing. You had the papers on your bikes, and I was delivering papers, and then I delivered to a house where they had a dog out. Of course, he wasn't on a leash. Came up, bit me in the ass. I drove home, and then called the cops or whatever because the dog pretty much followed me home. And then called the cops. They got the dog in the Humane Society came. They quarantined him for like 2 weeks. They didn't end up putting him down, and the owners didn't end up paying for my like tetanus shots and all that shit.
They did or did not?
No, I didn't. No, I should
Bullshit.
have sued him, but I didn't have
Did your
money,
did your
so
mom not press? Because you
no.
were a minor.
Yeah, I was a minor. I was like
Wow.
12 years old. Yeah, but we didn't have money to do any of that shit. So, and the paper company didn't do shit either. So it was all out of pocket.
Yeah, that doesn't count as workman's comp. Why wouldn't it? That
Yeah,
should. Technically,
yeah.
you're on the job. Yeah, that's a liability, dude. I mean, think about it. What are the risks you run being a paper boy? Dogs biting
It's
you
like a
and getting
mailman.
beat up by
Yeah,
bullies, dude. Oh yeah, like if you roll your ankle as a mailman or get bit by, I'm sure they take care of you. Hey,
absolutely.
Dieter does look like fucking. He looks like Feldman in a couple years for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they're going to get their warrant. He just exposed a syringe, and they're actually leaving his ass for a minute, which is criminal. Yeah, that's the baby picture that's fucked up. See, in his hallway, it's like a
Yeah.
photo, dude. I don't know, dude. Just walk into his house. See, look at that shit. You walk into that guy's house, like, yeah, you're
Well,
sus.
he's
You're
separated
sus.
conjoined twins, but why would you put it all over your house? I mean, that's kind of weird.
I don't know. But hey, what's up, Darth Gorikon? Are you taking suggestions for movies to check out? I watched a weird one yesterday that felt like a breath of fresh air in its own way. Yeah, we always take
Tell
suggestions,
us,
man.
man. Yeah.
What's going on? What's the flick? I want to know.
This one's
What
pretty
was that?
weird, but yeah.
Oh gosh, I was gonna say something, man. Oh, with the dog thing. So, Mr. Crockett, it's on Hulu. Oh, why
Okay.
don't you Google that real quick? When I was a paper boy as well too.
Hmm.
Miserable. I didn't last long because it was tough, dude. It was tough. It was a tough job to do on foot with that double back, the one with the front and the
That's why
back.
I
I
had it
wasn't.
wrapped around my bike, my handlebars on my bike, dude. Yeah.
God, it was so. And yeah, I had to deal with dogs, and I would just deal. Honestly, I would deal with bullies, like older kids,
Hmm.
like these teenagers, dude, would fucking steal my papers and shit. And just and so you'd have to like find new routes. So I can't go, but it's part of your routes. Like I don't want to go past that house because these fucking see high school kids will fuck you up, and you would get in trouble. Like, oh, Mr. Smith didn't get his paper. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh
I,
yeah.
I didn't have it very long either. It's like it's just it's really unfortunate, man. I used my only paycheck to buy Mortal Kombat 4 and the N64.
I saved up my money for a DVD player. That was the first time I got what back in like '97 or
And,
whatever
and
it
that
was.
was from the paper route.
Yep, that was a paper route.
Wow. God, it's so painful looking at them go up these stairs because you just see like the ripping
Oh
starting to
yeah, this
happen.
movie looks cool, dude. Or
But
show.
oh, what's it called? Mr. Crockett? What's it about? Like an evil Mr. Rogers? Silhouette
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Who's in it? Anybody of note?
Um,
Let's see. Also, I got a friend of mine to watch Late Night with the Devil. Yeah, man, we watched that when it came out. I think we both have the Second Sight
that
4K of
was
that.
my favorite movie of last year. It's
Yeah, we
great.
watched that,
Yeah.
and I don't think we did did we do a commentary for it, or we
I
just
don't
review it?
remember. Uh, yeah.
But that's a great flick, man. Absolutely. If we haven't done one, we should do a commentary for it. I just don't remember if we have or not. Yeah, this is gnarly, dude. Watching it just rip. But like they're stupid. They're literally putting themselves through hell getting up those stairs when he could have finished the job on this guy.
Oh, absolutely.
He slit his ankle or whatever, and then he took a chunk out of his cheek, not his like neck, and then he just left him there to get up again. I'm like, dude, you had it. Just stabby, stabby, stabby. Finish the job. And they don't know it because I'm guessing it's soundproof and shit. But they probably don't even realize that there was cops up there and that they're coming back. But if they did know, stabby, stabby him like 3 times in the neck. Make sure he doesn't get up. Wait for those cops to come back and just stay put. That's God, dude.
This looks batshit crazy. I need to watch this, dude.
Oh, Mr. Crockett.
It looks like a Black Mister Rogers, dude.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Why? Look, hold on. Why is Diedrich licking the blood, dude?
That's what I always wondered that too. Doesn't make any
That's the
sense.
weird
Yeah.
part. It's like, okay, this is the weird freak in him.
Yeah.
It's not just the experimenting. He's like, I need sustenance to get up these stairs. What if it was like shit, dude? There's probably shit in that blood.
Ugh.
Anyway, yeah. So Mr. Crockett, I'll check it out. Is it anybody of note that we've seen though? Any
I
actors?
don't know. I don't really see anybody. It does remind me of a Late Night with the Devil type of film. Yeah, it looks cool.
Dark. Yeah, get psychedelic in a weird but good way. Yeah, man, I'll have to put it in my list. It sounds I
That
might
looks
watch that in
awesome.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so she's leading him to the room because the back door was broken. Because I guess she figured he wouldn't have fixed it so quickly. But you know, God, dude, why does he even bother putting bandages on him and
I
shit?
don't know. Rip that
You know
shit
what I mean?
off, man. Come
Is it
on.
just the sake of not showing enough in the movie? Is it more for the audience and the ratings?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly.
Because you see a little bit, like, because look, you see skin to skin where it counts, but they're not showing you enough around it because it would look just like straight up porn.
Yeah.
And also, for the actor's sake too, it's like we got to be able to not really be going ass to mouth this whole damn movie. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. Crockett looks fun. It looks like HR Puff and Stuff characters he has as henchmen. Well, now, yeah, you're getting me excited. I gotta watch it.
A children's show. Yeah, it looks interesting.
You're going to all this trouble to beat the shit out of a glass when you could just beat the shit out of him. It's
I
not
know.
clear.
What yeah.
It's not clear. Look, I don't know if they realized he was coming after him. Like maybe I think at this point he still thinks he like was down in the basement. He didn't wake up. Uh, and they were just trying to escape
Mm,
because they don't know the cops are coming back. They don't know any of that stuff. Like if they did, like I said, you just fucking beat the shit out of him in the basement and wait because the cops are coming back.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he thought he was coming back, but I would have heard it. But this is look, he could have finished the job.
Yeah,
He
he
turns
looks like
around,
he's about to. Yeah.
he looks like a mad dog, and it's this old ass man who's also crippled now.
Wouldn't it be more honorable to actually, get rid of this guy and help
Well,
these
that's what
other
I'm
people
saying.
out? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and redeem himself a little bit. But like I said, he takes it as a sign of karma. Like this is the life I led, and this is my payback, and it's yeah. But he's totally lost his mind at this point
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And it just sucks, dude, because if I was the girl behind him eating his ass, I'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Bro." I would be patting him like, "No, no, no. Stabby, stabby, pat. Stab. What are you doing? Stop
Yeah.
going nuts. Fucking handle it. Be a man." Let's
What
see.
does he say
Honestly,
here?
and
Sorry.
he's saying that I lived a bad life, disgraced his parents, I left my daughter.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Sorry, I don't
Oh
have the
wow, there's
subtitles
is there
on.
no there's no subtitles on this
There
version.
was on the Shutter
Oh, on
one.
the wow, yeah, it was automatically there. But yeah, he's basically saying like, look, I disgraced my parents, I left my child. This is my punishment. I was a shit
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, and it does make you wonder. It's like, what is he doing in Germany? Not that
That's
there's no
yeah.
Japanese people in
I
Germany,
mean,
but it's interesting that he just picked up a random Japanese guy.
what are 2 random women doing in Germany that,
Traveling,
tr
traveling.
traveling and just, go off some
But this guy
random
doesn't look like
road? I mean,
this guy doesn't look like a tourist though.
yeah.
He looks like he's there working or
Well,
something.
that truck
He
driver
doesn't
looked like he was an American, but,
He
uh,
did. He looked like an American. It doesn't make sense, but he
yeah.
couldn't have been. But he looked like all American. But anyway, they've established that the two girls are just traveling. She was talking on the phone in the hotel, like, "Oh, we're in Germany now. We're gonna head here." So that's already kind of a very hostile thing, right? It's already
Mhm.
kind of like a little bit of hostile,
Yeah.
and this is just the hostile they stumbled across. But he doesn't seem like a tourist. He seems like he's there for other reasons. But if he was there for work, he doesn't have any grasp on German. He's just speaking
Yeah.
straight up Japanese. But anyway, let's see here. Honestly, a lot of horror movies, if you played Bad Decision Bingo, the drinking game, your liver will cry. In Japanese culture, dying without honor, yeah, aka no seppuku, leads to a hell of unimaginable horrors. But wouldn't it be honorable to defend the women behind you and just
Mm,
go out swinging, go out in a blaze of glory?
yeah.
And in other cultures, you'd think unaliving yourself is dishonorable.
Yeah.
But like yeah, so to him he probably had that moment of selfishness to where it's like he'd rather die. Yeah, I don't think he and face the worst afterlife. Okay.
Well, I mean, he had a scalpel. It's not like he had, like, a pistol or he had that
No,
rifle.
look, he no, he could have taken him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was crippled, he was maimed.
Yeah.
He had a scalpel, has a little bit more reach than a but I don't care,
Well,
dude.
he had a
You
glass. I mean, he had a long shard of glass, so
It doesn't matter. I'm like, if he pokes my eye, he pokes my eye. I'm gonna
yeah.
fucking try and get it. What do I have to lose at this point? What he did was fucked up. Yeah, the Japanese version of hell is metal. Hell yeah. Dude, a lot of Japanese culture in general is just fucking metal, dude. I love Japanese culture. I'm Let's see, Darth. I wish more movies had a few more intelligent survivors because a movie where a team of people are captured and put against a team of smart killers would be amazing. Yeah, it's pretty cliche. This has just been a perfect storm for this guy because, like I said, nobody even there was no just what's her name? Ghislaine Maxwell. There's no whatever you say her fucking name.
Yeah.
There was nobody that facilitated or like the guy in Hostel on the train.
Mhm.
There was nobody to help funnel people to him. He just got lucky. These two young vital spirits just happened across him and he was happening to be doing these things and collecting people and they happen to also be kind of stupid. They're drinking the fucking water and everything's just a little too perfect. But I wish his partner would say something that's making me uncomfortable. Maybe he's
No.
gonna just vomit,
William
foam.
Forsythe 1 and 2.
No, his part. Uh, the second guy doesn't look like William Forsythe. I don't think.
No.
But
A little bit.
ooh, true. But I'm not defending him. He's a flawed character. No, no, no. I think the characters are overall really cool here,
So,
dude. You know what? It's really fitting. But I have to take a really bad shit, so I'm glad we're at the end of the movie because it might
I'm getting
just
there too.
like it's gonna be bad. And I think watching this movie, it's funny. You watch people drink, you watch people use the hose, it makes you pee. It is watching people shit and do all this ass play make you want to poop.
The smell of books does that. What
The
okay,
smell of what?
yeah, that's why I go to Barnes& and Noble. I
Oh,
mean,
is that? But that's just your trigger.
that's my trigger.
That's not like a known thing. Okay,
No, real quick, before this movie wraps up, what would you give this film? I mean, honestly, what do you think of this film? Do you
I
enjoy it
think.
or do you think it's shit?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy it, and I liked it when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I think it, and like you said, it doesn't push it too far.
Mhm.
When honestly, like if it makes me uncomfortable, it's being pushed too far to where it's just egregious and it's for shock. It's like it's not needed. I don't think you should overdo anything, and I don't think this film overdoes it.
Yeah.
I think this film is a at least a 7 out of 10.
That's what I give it to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good movie.
Mhm.
I'm glad I own it.
Yeah.
I if they came out with a pretty cool 4K package, I would probably get it. I would want them to say fuck it and give me a box set.
Yeah, give me all
Even the
3 of
City
them.
Third.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know if I would want to like because I'd want to buy one and two. I wouldn't want to just give me a set. But nobody's put this out in 4K, have they?
No, I need to rewatch 2 because I actually really liked 2 when it first came out because that was pretty bad shit. I mean,
But when two came out, didn't people hate it? Like, what is
Yeah,
this
I think
shit?
so. Well, it was
But
black
it's
and white, wasn't it? So it was kinda
look, and everything's too perfect. This fucking cop got it too. Like, dude, and now he shoot. Look at the best shot in the world,
oh,
dude, right in his head.
Richard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Richard,
know.
hold me.
It's too bad the cop. I mean, you know, you kind of want this guy to not be such a dumbass, and
Yeah.
at least the lead cop survive. Like, but you know, anyway, maybe the middle centipede survived. They leave it kind of ambiguous because people are going to come looking for them. They went and got a warrant.
Mhm.
You know, he's a suspect, so clearly his superiors know they were going there to talk to him.
Yeah.
He went and got a warrant from a judge, so they know where they're at. So when they don't come back, someone's going to come looking for them at their last known whereabouts. Now, it's just a matter of how long is it going to take for people to come looking for them, and is the middle centipede going to survive? Because the way they leave it, the Japanese guy killed himself very selfishly, and he fucked her up, and the chick in the back died.
Yep.
So this is pretty terrifying.
She's screwed.
You're sandwiched. Oh, she's gonna die now,
Yeah.
right? You're sandwiched in between two dead bodies,
Mhm.
and you can't lift them. Your knees can't work, and you're absolutely helpless. And talk about torture, but they leave it ambiguous enough. Like, hey, maybe she got saved, right? Yeah. Like, how long could she have survived before? How long do you think it would take for the police department to be like, hey, where are those guys? Let's go looking.
Maybe 6 to 8 hours, I don't know.
Yeah, and so she just has to survive that long, but she's holding up their weight too. Well, I guess she could lay down or something.
Did your, wife watch this part?
Yeah. Hey, is he like defecating? Because like when you die, you're supposed to release your bowels. It makes me wonder: did he just unleash the beast in her mouth as he died? And also, they're not just getting the poop, dude. They're
Oh,
getting the
these
farts, dude.
enchiladas.
They're getting the farts, dude. The wet farts. Can you imagine? That might be worse than poop, dude. Like, can you just give me a big solid log to chew on? I'd rather have that than just a wet, nasty, fucking disgusting, putrid gas fart in my mouth, dude. I don't know. They have to breathe. So are
What a
they?
commentary.
They're still breathing through her nose,
Jesus.
right? Or they somehow worked it out to where, like, yeah, because they're just attached by the tract, the intestinal tract, not lungs. So how could they breathe properly? Because her nose is like pressed up against the ass. She can't be getting that good of air, like passageway. And then she's smelling fucking ass too. I don't know, but I think it's a good enough ending. I think
No, the
they leave it
ending's,
ambiguous.
yeah, solid, yeah.
I think they leave it ambiguous. Uh, like 4 minutes left. There's 3 minutes of credits. If you're into a deeper, very psychological horrorish anime, I suggest Serial Experiments Lane. I don't often suggest anime, but it's gold that slept. I'm gonna write that down now actually because I'm not, you know, I'm only like 5 years into anime, but I don't watch all of it. But I want serious like stuff like this, and if you know, I'm into stuff like the Perfect Blues and stuff. If this is like a psychological, not kawaii bullshit, I'm into it, man. I like Demon City Shinjuku and stuff like that. And yeah, I like Ninja Scroll and stuff, you know, very basic bitch vanilla stuff. But what's it called? It's called Serial Experiments Lane. Oh, it's a series. Okay. I'm gonna bookmark that.
Mr.
Anyway,
Crockett bookmarked that too because I do wanna check that out.
Mr. Crockett and Mr. Crockett movie. Oh yeah, I've seen this advertised. He looks creepy, dude.
Yeah.
Why does he look like a Negro Damas, dude, from Dave Chappelle?
I don't know.
Um. Anyway, so the movie's over. What do you guys think of it? So we kind of gave it 7 out of 10s. I think it's a good movie, a really good movie. And I think it's worth owning, and I think it's cool because it's definitely a product of its time. It was a big cultural phenom. Tom Six should be very proud. I don't know what happened to his career after that. It sucks that he didn't keep that flame going, but he should be hitting the convention circuit.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know why he didn't try and get in tight with the see Eli Roth hangs on QT's coattails,
Yep.
right? And he kind of gets his you know, he part of that clique. So he hangs on. Why isn't Tom Six trying to hang on to fucking Eli Roth? Like, you know, those table scraps and be a part of the clique, right? But where's he from? He is American, right?
Netherlands.
Oh, he's from Netherlands.
Yeah.
I got it. So yeah, okay. Darth Gorokorn gave it 7.5. So yeah, we're in the same wheelhouse, same area with that. I feel like Tom Six's mistake was trying to top the shock value. I will say the second one's a little bit more grotesque. It's just
Yeah, oh
lust because, like
yeah,
I said,
absolutely.
there's the guy has no surgical precision. He's just a random bumpkin, like paint huffer doing it, and it's fucked up.
We
But
we can contact him, dude. Let's see if we can get him on
oh,
the show.
and do the commentary with us.
Yeah.
The weird bug eye guy.
No, Tom Six.
Oh, Tom Six. I think we the bug eye guy from the
No,
second
he
one.
has his contact. He has his own he has a website with his contact, and it's not like he's doing
Uh,
anything else. I mean,
yeah, I'll talk to Tom Six. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Should we reach out to Tom Six and make something happen? I don't know if he'd do a whole commentary with us, but maybe he'd do a chat with us and talk about it, talk
God,
about the
he's
series.
selling his t-shirts with the Human Centipede, like we have up top here.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, good for him. He's got something to sort of like pimp out and franchise out and really monetize. But yeah, it sucks because I want him to do something else. I
Yeah,
think he should. It's just so much time has passed. But anyway, guys. Oh wow. Serbian films director is blacklisted everywhere. I would never talk to that guy. Amazon and eBay refuse to sell his film. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with people like that. But hey guys, your boy has to go make hot cocoa in the toilet really bad. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Let us know what you want to see next. Up next will be member commentary. All you members out there, chime in what you want to see. We've already got a heavy vote for Toy Story, courtesy of Silhouette. I'm not sure if that should be a member for everybody, but we're figuring out what we want to do with it, Silhouette. We're not going to leave you hanging. We're just figuring out how to approach that one. But let us know what you want to see. If you wanted to become a member, click the link join button down below, and price of a cup of coffee helps us out a lot. And we do those member only commentaries. We've done quite a few of them now. Check them out on the channel, and you can always make suggestions, and we'll always take them to heart and do what you guys want, basically. And check out the store if you want to rock some cool merch. But if not, just check out our channel, man. We've been around 14 years. If you guys are new, take a look around, browse. We've got something for everybody. Tons of commentaries, tons of cool shit. That's it. Like us, share us. God bless. Bye.
Courtesy flush.